Hi guys, it's Jackie with Intoxicating Arts, and today I'm doing a do-over. It was a good card idea that turned out bad. And this is the first version of the card. The things that I don't like about it is it's really dark on the background, and then on the inside I went with the pinks so that I could use the sequins that were included in the kit. And I feel like that just kind of threw off the whole card, and I wasn't able to rip it open and replace those sequins. So I decided to just redo the entire card, but not as a shaker card. So to start off, I took some Lawn Fawn watercolor paper, and I'm cutting this down to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So it's going to take up the entire front of the card. And I love this paper because it already has this nice watercolor look to it. Now I'm taking the My Favorite Things Dynamics Peekaboo Window Die, and I'm using the magnetic base plate to keep that in place on my Big Shot. I'm just going to cut a window out of the front of that watercolor paper. Now I'm taking the cloud stamp that was included in the August kit, and I'm just going to place that on my acrylic block so I can put some random stamping of clouds on the background. I'm using my EK Success powder tool to coat this panel to make sure that there's no static on there that's going to hold the embossing powder where it doesn't belong. Then I'm going to use some Versamark ink to ink up my stamp. And I'm using the original card as an inspiration for where to put these clouds because I did randomly stamp them on that one, but I liked where they ended up. And this Versamark pad is the Dazzle one, but you can just use the clear. I just use the Dazzle whenever I don't need clear because I have 2 of them. This is the Lindy's Stamping Angel Wings Peacock Embossing Powder. It has this really nice blue, purple, teal kind of mixture of colors to it. It's really pretty. And I'm just going to dump that on there and funnel it back into the jar with that folded up piece of paper. Then I can emboss these using my heat tool. You can see they start turning clear, and that's how you know that you're done embossing them and you don't need to apply any more heat. Now I'm using some purple Hero Arts ink that was included in a previous kit to ink up my sentiment, Let Your Light Shine. I'm just going to stamp that down using my stamp positioning tool. Now I need another inside piece so that I can do some inlaid die cutting. So I'm just cutting out another window on a white piece of cardstock, but I made sure to have it lined up in a way that I can use that cardstock on a later card. Now I'm spraying that inside piece with some of the spray mist that was included in the kit. It's like a nice gold pearly colored spray, and then just heat set that so that I can stamp on it. I wanted to show you how gorgeous and shimmery this is. I'll see if they have it available separate because it is such a pretty spray mist. For the inside of that, I'm doing the same thing as the original card, which is stamping the girl flying and then some stars. And I wanted to keep all of the ink the same color, so I'm going to use that same purple ink again. And I wanted to show you that this ink stamps very well on solid images. And it doesn't look so much like that because I'm doing it on a shimmer paper, but it's actually very nice and solid, and I just stamped it down a couple times to make sure it was perfect. Then I lined up those stars and just stamped those on there really quick. Now I'm using some ATG adhesive to apply that on the entire back of that panel to make sure that it's going to sit down straight on my other piece of cardstock, which this is another 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 piece. This cardstock is really thin, so I needed to add some extra thickness anyways, and then it gives me a spot to just place that other piece inside. So just put some ATG adhesive on that and press that down into that place right there. To finish off the card, I did want to throw in some of those sequins, so I'm trying to randomly place a few sequins on the card. Still trying to get the hang of putting these on so it doesn't look weird. And then I'm using my Silhouette Pick Me Up tool to help me place those down and glue them on. This tool is cool because it has some kind of waxy, sticky substance on the end, and then it gives you the other end that you pull off, and then you can use it to place them down. And then for glue, I'm always pretty random with my glue, so I'm trying out a 3D crystal lacquer on this one. So here's the 2 cards next to each other. You can see they are very different, even though it's the same card design. I just didn't really like how that first one came out, so I wanted to do it again. And now this pink one is one of my favorite cards that I've made so far using this kit. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and next time you have a good card design idea, you don't give up on it and you just try to make another version of it. Thanks for watching. Bye!